This is a demonstration of importing and exporting files in Google Docs. It will work with all of the programs. I'm demonstrating this in Word. For example, I'm now logged into Google Docs. It's free if you have a Gmail account. If you want to get a file up in there, it's not exactly the simplest thing in the beginning, but you have to be in your Google Drive. You could just type in drive.google.com. What I'm going to do, I'm going to import a file into here, and I'm going to show you what this file looks like originally. This is a file on a newsletter for some spring classes at a senior center. I want to bring it into here. I have the folder or the file showed in the file here. And I'm going to go over here. If I want to put this in a specific folder, which I've created, or let's say I want to create a new folder, I could right click inside here and say new folder. You could also upload files that way. You could drag it in. I'm going to say new folder, and I'll say classes offered. Create. And if I have that here, I open this up. There's nothing here. I could drag files in, or if I'm in my drive, I can right click inside here and I could say, it doesn't show the upload now. This is what I'm not crazy about. So I'm in here and I'm going to drag something in here. I've got that file. I'm going to drag it in, click, drag. It's making a copy. Does it very quickly. One thing I want to talk about, it's going to come in looking different. You look at this here. I go back into my Word file. It's different. Other thing, if you're using Word, I wouldn't say this is the most complex Word document, but you can see that I'm using columns. I have this here. I'm showing the non-printing characters. I'm in here. I don't have it. It's gotten a little bit funky where it's going to a second page. You have to do a few things in here to make it fit. I can click up here, hit the delete key, and then I lost the columns. And if I do that, just keep on doing. Things are a little bit better here. If I go here, I'm still going off by a line. What I could do, and I figured this out before, I could go into the margin format, not there. I'm pretty good with the program, but I'm just saying a lot of these things are pretty much the same as working with Word. I am now setting the margin. I click on File, go to Page Setup. I will just make the left and the right margin 4/10 of an inch. And I go over here. I want this thing to go to the next line. Just hit the Enter key. I've got that done. So I'm going to save the file. I can work on this text box here, change the color, keeping this short and simple. What I'm going to do now, I've got the file done. It keeps saving as you go along. We're in the editing mode, and I can print this out here. What I want to do, I want to export this as a Word file. And I do this, I click on File. I can make a copy, trash, again, more. I'm going to say Download As. It gives you a lot of things here. I can make a PDF of this, but let's say I want to provide this as a Word file. And I've got that there. It's got some codes in here, but that is okay. I'm going to go find the folder that this was in. And I'll just hit the Save button. Minimize, minimize, minimize. This is the other one here. I open it up in Word. It's in a protected view. They're afraid it's going to be bad news. And it's showing everything in Word, but you can see how the spacing has changed. And I lost this text box up here too. I've noticed that if you're doing something simple, it works terrifically, such as a business letter. We've got a few issues. Somebody else opens this in there. It is fine. I'm going to go back into Google Docs here. I'm going to do an export now. I'm going to say download as PDF, and let's see how this one looks. It should capture everything correctly. Go back into the folder. I got the PDF here, and you could see when I open this up, it really looks perfect. Then the person could import this into Word, which you can do. I think many of you know that, and this will be my final thing as I go into Word here. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to do open a file. I happen to be in my drive by accident. Let me go into Word again. I have too many versions here. Control O to open here. And then what I do here, I go into my computer here. And then what it is here, if I click inside here, and then I could say PDF files. It shows that. I double click. It'll show me that message here. I'll say enable editing. This is from the PDF, and then it's going to convert it into the Word file. Again, it's a few little funky here. I can move things around to do that. This is more of going into a Word lesson, but I'm trying to show you this thing here. All I have to do is right click inside here and say wrap text, and I will just say square. I pull it up to the top. Really doesn't want to go, but it's eventually going to go. And you can see it's turning into a mess here. I'm just going to hit the undo a couple of times. You would go into the format thing here. But I'm just showing you about going between different versions of software. And Google Docs,